Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. This video is brought to you by First Detachment Nutrition. Battle tested, expert formulated. Use discount code AB10 at checkout for 10% off. All right, folks, Big Paul here today, and I have a cool one for you. I interviewed Paul Baxendale, former training partner of Dorian Yates in UK bodybuilder. Paul trained with Dorian during the 90s, I think maybe late 80s. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was during the 90s. And Paul shares his experience here about what it was like doing a leg day with Dorian Yates. I have that segment, and I'll have the full interview up for you guys next week. It's a really great interview. I'm going to do some other stuff with Paul about DY training. He's going to talk about training, nutrition, some other stuff, and I'm looking forward to having Paul on more. But I hope you enjoy this segment, what it's like to do legs with Dorian Yates. What was your hardest training session with Dorian? What was that like?
It was definitely leg day. No question. It was a leg day. I don't remember a leg day that kind of stands out. Like every leg day was like, you didn't know if you were going to survive. It's going to sound such an exaggeration, but it was literally life or death. Like you were underneath weights that could kill you. Like, so any messing around, any misform, any lack of concentration, like you had to be so in the zone. I've never seen anybody train the way we trained ever since. I've never seen it. The intensity was there even before we entered the building. We would meet up, around about 10:30 in the morning. Me and Kenny would be waiting in the alley just outside Temple Gym door, and we'd wait for Dorian's car to pull up. He wouldn't even say hello to us. He'd just give us a nod of the head. No words were spoken apart from what weights we were going to use and maybe a word or two of motivation until the very last rep of the very last exercise was done. Like the intensity was 100% from the moment we entered the building and we walked down those stairs into darkness, because obviously we were the first ones in. So it was like we were going down into Hades or into the underworld. I always make this comparison with Greek mythology. It was literally like we were going into the underworld and we were going to battle our own demons and our own dragons and fight our very personal, battle down there. And that's what we did. And we took it beyond what we ever could have thought would have been physically possible ourselves, way beyond that. And it was the synchronicity between the three of us that it was like 1 + 1 + 1 = 5. There was something magical and special, about the energy within there. And I still maintain today, if you went into the basement of whoever owns that building now, I'll guarantee you would feel an energy in that space where we trained.
The aura is still there.
No doubt about it. And most leg sessions would end up with me lying on the floor, pretty much kind of curled in a fetal position, more or less, just gasping for air and gasping for kind of consciousness to really come back to me. They were all out. Every single set, every single exercise. It's so hard to describe. It's just like you try to give your very best rep to every rep, your very best set to every working set, and your very best working set to every exercise. Like everything, every part of that one workout was the best that you had ever done. And then the following week, you're going to make it even better. whether it be by 1 rep or whether it by like 1.25 kilo on each side, you know, like little biscuits, we used to call them, just put the biscuits on, but it's still increasing weight. You know, you know, that's the secret. You know, it's like you don't put on a 10 kilo each side, you know, when you're ready to go up a little bit. You know, you go small. You put a 1.25, you put a 2.5 on. You don't make the big increment increases, you know, because the body can't handle that big of a jump. So, but as long as you're getting stronger, or as long as you're getting an extra rep, you're improving. When you train, fucking train hard. Like, you ain't going to make improvements unless you give your body a stimulus that it can't cope with right now. Like, you can do all the pump sets, you can do all the sets with reps in reserve that you want. But no. The body responds to a stimulus that they can't cope with. So it has to adapt. It has to grow. So when you train, like, don't train half-assed. Unless you want to just go to the gym for a social event, fine. But if you're there to actually make improvements and, you know, like, you want to get on stage, like, take your workouts seriously, really seriously, and don't half-ass anything. Give it everything you've got. Don't leave anything left in the tank. Don't leave anything left in the gym.
For coaching or consultations, head over to www.anabolicbodybuilding.com to book your spot today. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition, and health. For more information, shoot me an email at bigp3rd@gmail.com.